Shefsky here. Welcome to Fantasy House. Every week, I have a different special guest that takes us through an imaginary tour of their trippy fantasy house. It's like Adventure Time World HGTV stuff. You know, imagine MTV Cribs in the Rick and Morty universe. That's what it is. It's a creative exercise for adults. We get to know them a little better. And there's no limits on money or technology, so they get creative and weird. So it's really exciting. This week, my guest is good buddy, hilarious comedian Jeffrey Baldinger. I'm super stoked on that. We've been friends for so freaking long, so it's exciting. Every week, this episode is always brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky, the Southern California real estate agent. I'm your Southern California realtor, not just in the fantasy world, in the real 3D world, which also might be a simulation, disclaimer. I'm an actual realtor. So if you're thinking about buying a house, selling a house, even during these crazy times, you'll notice the sound is weird. That's because we're doing a Zoom podcast. Even during these crazy times, houses are being bought and sold right now. I'm in escrow currently with one of my clients. I have another client that's actually still out shopping for homes. There's a lot of precautions taken. It's not as quick and easy as it used to be where you could just run around willy-nilly going and see houses, but people are still doing showings. People are still selling. People are still buying. So if you have any questions about any of that, I'd be happy to do a Zoom call with you. You can send me an email at fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com, and we can set up a consultation, whether you're a buyer or seller or even investment property stuff. Just let me know and we'll chat. I'm really excited about this episode. One of my good friends, Jeffrey Baldinger, we always riff. We always have a good time. We've made some really fun comedy stuff together over the years, creative stuff. We made a really cool little series called Bus Boys a long time ago. No, it's not in a restaurant. And I'm excited. So let's get this show started. In the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this. Won't you take it on a ride over to your fantasy house? Your host with the most experience in your fantasy house. Get all the money for expensive construction. The only limit is your imagination.
My man, Jon Shefsky, thank you for having me. My name is Jeffrey Baldinger, as you so eloquently put, and I'm so happy to be on this podcast with you to describe my fantasy house. I am currently living in West Hollywood, California, alone in my apartment, quarantined.
The way you said that, alone in my apartment, like many people in Hollywood.
Like many, many people.
Well, it was fun because when we were scheduling this, I jokingly, and I didn't think you got it, but you did, but I jokingly said, are you sure you'll be home?
Oh, yes.
And you're like, yeah, I'll be home. We'll all be home.
I'll be home. I'm always home.
Always home. This is the first fantasy house that I have done since this quarantine or whatever they call it, stay-at-home orders in California.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing against them. I mean, they're great. They're great orders. I'm loving them.
They're great orders.
If it's going to make us safer and keep less people from dying, we're down. If it's going to not overwhelm the health system, we'll stay home. But man, it's been crazy. I emotionally wasn't able to even do any comedy for about 9 or 10 days, where I barely slept, barely ate, and my wife was very upset with how depressed and anxiety I was. And then finally, now we're doing it. This is so exciting. So how are you? I mean. We're both a couple of Jews, so obviously we're both just, this is very scary.
Oh, God. It's the same stuff. It's, it's going through. It's like when it first started, I was like, this is insane. I can't, I became nervous when the first show got canceled. The first comedy show got canceled. I was like, oh, shit, it's serious now. Because you and I both know comedians, we are all about the stage. We're very selfish people as far as it's the stage time. And so when the show got canceled, the first show got canceled, I was like, oh, if comedians are taking this seriously, then it's serious, because nothing will keep us away from the stage unless it's fucking real,
Yeah. Comedians sacrifice everything to be on stage. Everything. They're all, I think regular people don't even realize, it's mostly not Seinfeld style. I mean, it is, but in a much trashier version.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when comedians are like, I'm giving up my heroin, you're like, that's all you have, though, is your heroin. It's like, this is bad.
You chasing that dragon for years and you're just going to let it go? I mean, we got to let it go for right now. Yeah, all right, I guess. But so that was, and so just being antsy, being in like, and then for me, I was like, wait, I kept on not knowing if it was okay to go outside even, because I kept on hearing like, oh, you got to stay in, you got to stay inside. And it's because it's not safe to go outside. But then other people were like, yeah, but you should still like take a walk. I was like, yeah, but isn't that going outside though? Isn't that, how is it safe? How is it not safe to be outside? But then also it's not safe not to go outside. You should be healthy to go outside and stuff like that. It was just this whole thing of just me being like, I don't know if I can go outside of my door. I can't leave my house.
I mean, as I said before, we are Jews, so of course people listen like, wait, you didn't know you could go outside? It's like, I didn't know. There was a lot of reports coming in. But I
needed to take my vitamin D shots.
Dude, so for you living in the city, how, like, is there enough space outside to walk? Because I'm in the suburbs, so like when I go out, I can ride my bike around my neighborhood. I try to stay around my neighborhood just to be close to home.
Right.
But because, it's like you don't want to, like, if you get hit by a car, you don't want to have to be rushed to the hospital right now because, A, you don't want to tax the system any more than it's already being taxed. And
exactly.
B, you don't want to be exposed. You know what I mean? So I stay right in my neighborhood, but I'm able to go ride my bike. I was just actually riding earlier a couple neighbors in our block that I've gotten to know were walking their dog, and I ended up riding like 6 or 10 feet away from them. But we had a conversation for like a half an hour, and I was able to do that. And there's not a lot of like problems. Like there's a car comes down the street, we all kind of go our separate ways to give the car space, and then we get back together again. We're riding, we're talking, but we're not close enough to get each other infected. Hopefully.
Right. Hopefully. So,
that's the thing. I have that, but like in the city, what is that like if you go outside? Is there?
It's weird. It's weird. Because I still don't go outside that much.
You need some sun, dude. You're gonna go insane.
I need to start doing more walks. I took a nice long walk 2 days ago.
Physically or in your mind?
For real.
Okay.
Normally it's just in my mind, but this time for real, I got up to like my step count 2 days ago. I got over. I got like 7,000 steps, which was pretty good as opposed to my previous days 57.
Well, you don't look any fatter, so that's good.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
But you want to keep your muscles from atrophy.
The face up.
Yeah. You lower it down like, whose titties are that? Oh!
It's Jabba.
Did you see the Jabba avocado toast that someone did?
Avocado the Hut. What?
They did a Jabba the Hut avocado toast.
Yeah. Avocado, avocado.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, I guess that's why they did it. Jabba, you silly man, you.
Jabba the Hut is the coffee rendition of it. I don't know. Jabba the Hut, maybe. That could be a coffee shop. Let's make that a coffee shop. Jabba the Hut. That seems like if it's not used, we should make it.
How does Star Wars not already have Jabba the Hut?
Jabba the Hut? Come on. That is gold.
They'll have it. They'll have it soon.
Yeah.
They'll have it soon. Okay, so you're not getting out enough. So I don't want to use this podcast to scold you because who am I to judge? But for your own safety, get the fuck out of your apartment, dude. Go walk around.
So I went outside and I was going to go walk with a friend who we stayed about 6 feet away or whatever. I was wearing my mask and stuff like that. And overall, every so often I've been outside to go like grocery shopping and stuff like that. And throughout, I'm always surprised at how many people are still out. But even more surprised at how many people are out without masks and stuff like that, which is weird. Yeah. But like 2 days ago when I was walking around, it wasn't too bad. There weren't too many people walking around. Like the only people that I really saw walking around were people walking dogs and stuff like that. It's like necessary. You had to walk your dogs. You got to do that stuff. But just like people who aren't wearing masks, I'm like, why aren't you wearing a mask? I know it's hard to get a mask, but
it's hard to get them.
Yeah.
The system's not used to this much stuff happening at once in a specific like sector. Like it's used to being spread out. So they're not used to like everywhere. Like they had a shortage of elastic. My friend Randall in Texas, he's making masks at home. My cousin up in Sacramento, she's making masks at home. And my mother-in-law, masks. All these family members making masks. And they're like, hey, where do you get elastic? And I see them talking to each other and in text threads, and they can't get elastic. So like things just aren't used to being used. Huh?
You don't think about elastic as like, oh, we need elastic. Oh, when are we going to get our elastic shipment in? It's like that's something you don't.
People are wondering when elastic shipment's going to happen, and then like there's people like we're asking for something from this system that's been built, presuming that like this many people are at work at this hour, this many people are going to be on the freeway at this hour, this many people are going to be ordering food at this hour. So like we're totally just taking stuff and going. And just moving it around in this whole other direction now demanding it a different way. So I'm just thankful that it's held up this strong as it is right now, and hoping that it continues to hold up this strong and is better, because like summer's coming, and like we live in SoCal, it's going to be so hot.
Oh my God.
And it's going to be where I live all the way on the east end of LA County. It's going to be 110 degrees maybe, you know?
Yeah.
So like we can't have the air conditioning shutting off because everyone's at home using their air. But
exactly.
I think in Burbank there, they had a power station have a fire and all this stuff because everyone's using their heat. And
right.
It's not used to everyone being at home. So I'm going to have to break into Kohl's and turn their air on. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's you use your refrigerator as a pup tent like they did in The Simpsons.
Yeah. But then where's my food going to go? I got a family to feed.
Sleep on a pile of Jell-O. No,
I can tell you, when I was a kid and my dad wouldn't use the air, I put my pillowcase in the freezer sometimes and then took it out to try to go to sleep. I literally would put my hands in the fridge and freezer and just try to get like on the veins, those wrist veins, to like get cold from that. Like maybe that'll cool my blood down. Like, so I definitely use the freezer.
Can of Diet Coke right on the forehead.
I used to put a fan, one of those like those crappy like office fans at the foot of the bed, and then I would take paper towels, soak them in water, lay them on me, and then lay down, and it would like cool down for about 20 minutes with the fan hitting those cold paper towels. But then I'd wake up like an hour later, boiling hot again, and the paper towels would be just bone dry, dry, because you're just
that's creative, that's innovative thinking. You know, as you go, how do we make it not hot without turning on the air conditioning? We gotta put water on the towels. You got to put the towels. It's creative. That's the start of your innovation. Is the fiscalness of the father.
Yeah. And now I'm just like, all right, what kind of food? We can get a bunch of nuts. We'll get cereals. That'll last. You're always trying to problem solve.
Exactly.
Do you have toilet paper?
I'm good on toilet paper because before the whole pandemic happened, which is another weird thing that we get to say now, is before the virus hit. I never thought I would be able to say that in real life. I mean, I obviously thought that maybe in every single movie role I would ever get, I'd get to say something like that because that's just the type of movie I want to be in before the virus hit. You know, but in real life, I never thought that would be a real thing that I got to say and be like, seriously, like, you know, before the virus hit, I was doing all this stuff.
Totally.
But now it's like, before the virus hit, I, timing-wise, ran out of toilet paper, and I went to the store and bought more toilet paper, wet wipes, all that stuff. And so it was
just because you do.
Just because I was out and I needed
smart.
More. I luckily ran out in the right time and bought enough, so like I'm good with toilet. I haven't needed to go to the store to like, I can't find toilet paper. Oh my God, you know, because they're all out. Every single store that I've ever been into in this time of pandemic has been completely out of toilet paper. And
I think it's back now because the supply chain is kind of restarted up, and like the initial shock has gone over, and I think they've done a lot of 24-hour cycles now to get that stuff out there. But I guess it's so hard to do a podcast and not like, I'm like, I want people to be able to escape right now from pandemic stuff, but it's impossible to like have you on and not be like, so do you have toilet paper? Do you have food? Like, how you doing? You get outside? Like, it's hard to not talk about it.
I got toilet paper. I got wet wipes. I got cleaning supply. I got the Lysol. I got the Clorox.
Oh, that's right.
What have you? The all that good stuff. And I got food, which is nice. And I got some hand sanitizer, and I got a mask, and it's like this is my fantasy apartment in the world of the pandemic, is just a clean room, and I go in and it's just like, pretty soon, I'm just saying like probably after this whole thing is over, the new technology is gonna be like every storefront's gonna have one of those clean room like
a UV thing you stand in.
Totally. What they do in fucking Independence Day, when they go into the like Area 51 or whatever, and it's like
totally.
It's clean, and it's like
totally.
You enter the store.
I agree 100% that's gonna be. I was joking with my neighbor the other day about like the new thing that people are gonna have to their house is that, like at the front door, instead of a mud room, you'll have a like a bleach room where you just go in there with your thing and pull the, like in Blade Runner, where you just pull the thing and it like just like it just, what do you call it, cleans you real quick, like
exactly.
And but even a clean room with a UV light, something like that, seems so much more like, because I don't know about you're getting for your ads for Instagram and Facebook on your phone, but I'm getting like this, like the little UV like tray that you put your cell phone in, which I've already seen those before, but now they're definitely ramping that up. They're like, oh, now's a good time to market that one.
My ads are all like mask related, just like, oh, get the mask.
I get a lot of mask ads too.
I posted recently a clip from The Mask where I said, it's like when somebody asks you where your mask is, we all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. That line. Like, don't be that guy. Wear a mask.
That's funny. I've got masks. The homemade masks have been great, and that's just to keep us from spreading stuff. It doesn't really protect us very much, but if we all use them, then it does protect us.
Right.
That's one of the interesting things right now is getting information out there and then having people accept the information as a consensus to do good. Which is it's just like climate change where you have a bunch of people like, that's a lie, that's a conspiracy, or this is the wrong way to do it. And they bring up some good points sometimes, and you're like, that's a good point. However, probability-wise, I'm going to lead towards we should be doing social distancing. But dude, seeing this, it's crazy seeing this conspiracy theorists come out of, like when I was a kid, conspiracy theorists, before the internet was like a big thing, they were just fringe people and weirdos. And there weren't really very many mainstream conspiracy theorists, but now it's become like a normal mainstream niche is like, I don't believe you, fake news, you're lying about like stuff that's clear that like that just probability wise, even if you're not an absolutist, you're a weird philosopher like myself, you'll still think to yourself, probability wise, this many scientists saying that, I think that it's probably not a conspiracy. But these huge groups of people that don't think that.
Well, it's because when we were kids, the internet wasn't a thing.
I know.
It was one of those things where I'm sure that there were, and the information superhighway, as it were, was not as cluttered, and it was like you can prove any opinion that you have.
Yeah.
Any opinion, you can prove it.
Yep.
You can prove it based on, and the problem is people the good points that people make are like based off of anecdotal evidence of. Just kind of hearsay and kind of it's this sort of false equivalency evidence where it's like, well, we don't really know what they're putting in these things. It's like, no, you don't know. We're not, like, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how this stuff is. So I don't know, but I have faith in the doctors. It's not faith, but it's like the doctor knows. If, it's that sort of belief of just like, well, would you let some guy just put it, like it's the anti-vaxxers, it's like, would you let some guy put mercury in your system? It's like, no, I wouldn't let some guy put something in, but somebody who's trained for 20 years in the art of medical science, who's done the research and everything, like, I'd trust him, or
if you just look at the statistics of like, yes, vaccines are not perfect. Yes, you're like, you have to be able to look at the other side of an argument and say, like, you're right about these 7 things, but these other 23 things you're completely wrong about. And here's why I think that those wrongs are bigger than those 7 rights that you have. And vaccines is such a good example. Or climate change. Yeah. It's snowing this winter more than it has in 12 years. There's no climate change. Like, they never said that you wouldn't have like different fluctuating weather patterns.
Right.
You have cold times on our planet. Climate change is about an overall, like, there's a lot, you're bringing up a good point, but you're missing these other things.
And it's these false equivalencies. It's become a really
political episode.
It's these false equivalencies where it's like, when you're talking about climate change, it's like, oh yeah, but we're just trying to make, like, why are you trying to separate humans from nature? We are nature. It's like, that's not what. That's you're expanding the argument. You're rubber banding our. When you're trying to have a specific topic that we're talking about, and then you go like, what about this, which is a complete left field. It's like, that's whataboutism. It's like.
The only what about I like is what about Bob? Am I right?
Bob.
That's the best whataboutism.
Like that's a precursor for social distancing. If I've ever seen a movie about social distancing,
it really is.
Kidding me? Love that.
Great.
Oh my God!
All right, take us to the geographic location of your fantasy house. What are we flying over with the fantasy house drone? What am I seeing?
Excuse me. Well, first,
all right.
You're
We're
not
so far apart.
So. If I'm taking you over my fantasy house, you're not seeing anything, first and foremost. You're not seeing it from above.
Okay.
It's hidden. You can't see it. Okay? It's all underground.
Okay. Well, what's the location that it's underground at? What are we flying over?
let's say I'm a big California fan. I love living out here, and so the view from the windows are basically out into like you see the ocean, you see the distance, you see the beautiful vistas of both the Pacific and well, let's say and the mountains, the Pacific and the mountains, so you can see both.
You greedy fuck. Perfect. You got both of them, the mountains and the ocean.
Man, of course I'm going to be greedy. All right.
When you say you're what? Sorry, it went in and out.
It's my fantasy, man.
My fantasy. No, that's true. I generally say like, don't worry, get both of them, chocolate and vanilla. It's your fantasy. Okay, so we're coming up to the front door. Are you going to greet us at the front door?
Chocolate and vanilla. It's just chocolate.
I'll take both. I'm a swirler.
No, I know, but it's like if you mix them up together, it's like the chocolate will outweigh the vanilla. It'll make it it's all good. I'll take the swirl cone too. I love the swirl cone.
Oh, dude. Okay, so we come to your front door. Since it's invisible, what's the front door? How do we get into this place? Is there?
Well, so got into the front door it's like, you remember the old Batman, 1966 Batman with the you drive in and it's the rock that you don't see. It's like, I'm a big fan of the secret entrances. I like the secret entrances.
Okay, awesome. We got a secret entrance.
Secret entrances and stuff like that, and you only know if you've been invited. So you know solicitors, no nothing like that. It's like, but people, only my close friends and well-wishers will know how to get in and stuff like that, and the family, and like they know, but it's like, it's cool for people to use like the secret codes. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a cool thing for people to be able to, it's like, oh, this is a secret entrance.
It's fun. It makes things feel special.
Exactly. And that's what I want. If people come over to my house, I want them to feel special.
So what's the secret code? How do we get in?
Oh, I can't say that out loud. It wouldn't be a secret. This is a
very
forum.
This is a very inclusive podcast. We want our listeners to be there pressing in your code. All
right. So you
can change it after this.
I will probably have to change it after this. You have to say a line from The Sandlot.
Okay.
And that's how you get the ball removed. It's like, well, I would have gotten it for you. You got to do it in James Earl Jones.
You already know more lines from Sandlot. I only know the one famous line.
Forever. That one?
Nope.
Which one?
Keep going.
The famous line from Sandlot. I thought Forever was the famous line. You're killing me, Smalls.
Yep.
That one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's more what? That's so you have to, one of those like you got to do a line of dialogue from the movie The Sandlot, and that'll open the door.
Okay.
Because that's just childhood fun. That's what it is.
And I know.
Childhood fun.
That's why we love it. Okay, so you're killing me, Smalls, and we're inside. So take us to your kitchen. Show us what we got.
Okay, well, the kitchen is I honestly, I love to cook. That's something that I have been having fun with during this pandemic, is I've been cooking and I've been making stuff. So the kitchen's going to be pretty big. It's going to be huge. It's going to have the stoves, the gas iron stoves, and it's going to have a wood oven, like one of them woods burning up, stone mason ovens or whatever.
Oh, yeah. We make pizza?
Stone oven with the fire. And then the refrigerator is going to be one of those. You remember in that movie, The Jetsons Meets the Flintstones, where...
Dude, it's been so long, but I remember watching when I was a kid.
They had the bag that was was a small bag, but you opened it up, it was like,
Jetsons were always about that, dude. Jetsons were always about that. Suitcases, too. You can pack everything with your whole house.
Yeah. What did you say?
You can pack, if Jetsons, they'd pack anything they want in their whole house and then be like, open up the suitcase, and the whole thing would come out.
That's the fridge that I have. You open it up and literally everything it's that fridge where it's like, it never runs out. Everything, every ingredient, and the milk never goes sour.
Oh, yeah. And, it's like an infinite magical, like Erewhon or Whole Foods. You just always go, there's always mint.
Always, and the seasoning never clumps up and dries or anything like that.
Beautiful.
And the freezer is in the same vein. You open up the freezer and it's that meat market, like in Rock, where he punches, and it's one of those things.
Rocky in there punching the beef.
You got to tenderize it, and that's so I got Rocky in there tenderizing the meat.
Remember how hard he was hitting it? And like you're a kid, you're like, yeah, he's just training. And then you get older, and you're like, if you ever just like bumped your knuckle on a piece of frozen steak, like that is not easy to just hit into. Dude, he's so strong.
You know what I have to use to tenderize the meat is that fucking metal hammer with the spikes on it.
Yeah, but Sylvester Stallone used his knuckles.
Yeah, well, Sly, baby, he knows how to make his meat tender.
Okay, so that was a sexual joke. So bring us outside your crazy magical thing again, your magical cupboard and fridge.
Well, there's the center island is going to be an actual island.
Like with water surrounding it?
Yep, exactly. Because I always felt, and this is something that I honestly wanted to try to make into a bit, but I never knew how to make it the right words. It's like only truly rich people have center islands because they want an island in their house.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you want in your kitchen? I want an island, but a center, like a kitchen island. It's hilarious. Like, I want to own my own island. And have this, the
center. How big your house would have to? It's like a Dyson sphere, of an island, as opposed to a star. Your house would have to be so huge.
I like the Star Trek reference. Maybe I think that's the Star Trek reference, right?
It's general sci-fi. Like it's actually a technically possible thing. It's just really big.
It's
you enclose an entire star in a solar thing, and you absorb all of its energy from it. And
right.
So, I mean, it would be kind of depressing if they did that to the sun, because you'd be like, we have infinite energy, but also I want to see the sun. But,
well, they did
like a distant star.
That's why I know what the Dyson sphere is, because of Star Trek.
All right. Sponsored by Dyson Vacuums.
Dyson.
This podcast is sponsored by
it up. Right?
Okay, so you have an island in there. Huh?
That Dyson vacuum cleaners slogan, Dyson, suck it up.
Suck it up? That's fucked up. Dyson, suck it up. You're like, I don't know, sir. I don't know if we're going to go with that one. Suck it up.
Dyson chicken, suck it up. Cluck it up. Right?
Dyson, nobody sucks better than us. Was it Wayne's World? What? Wow, it certainly does suck when the haircutter vacuum thing.
Yeah.
Which we all fucking need right now. How bad do we all need those vacuum haircutters now after all this?
Whoa!
It's sucking my will to live.
Sucking my brain.
What are you going to cook us in this kitchen now, since you have infinite everything and you love to cook? Yeah,
well, so this isn't going to be too fantastical, right? This meal that I'm cooking you, but
I don't give a shit. I eat cheeseburgers. Go on.
Listen, I make a few things amazingly well.
Make a few things amazingly well.
Make a few things. That's the name of the restaurant that I'll start. Also, I make a few things amazingly well.
List the three. That's actually a really long name. You're going to go out of business really fast. It's really hard to stay afloat.
Because people are going to have fun saying it. Because you have to say it in an accent, and so whatever they're going to
make things extremely well.
Amazingly well.
The post-pandemic panini. It's just so good. Yeah. Okay.
As well.
What are the three things that you're best at? Three things.
Tater tot casserole.
Tater tot casserole.
Mm-hmm. Macaroni and cheeseburger.
Macaroni and cheeseburger.
So just to let everybody know what that is, just so you know, have you ever heard of the Juicy Lucy?
I don't know if it's going to be the same thing because it didn't have to do with food. Go on. So
the Juicy Lucy is a cheeseburger with the cheese melted inside of the meat. The cheese is in the burger.
Is that the name of a general cheeseburger that anyone can make, or is it a certain place? Because I know Golden State makes something like that.
That was created in Minnesota. It's a Minnesota delicacy.
Okay.
The Juicy Lucy. And so my variation on the Juicy Lucy is the macaroni and cheeseburger, where macaroni and cheese is inside of the burger. So you bite it. It's like a Hot Pocket, but a burger with.
And you made this before?
I make it. I make it amazingly.
Really?
Amazingly. Oh yeah.
How have we never had this? And how? Yeah. Okay. Go on. That sounds great. So, okay. The Juicy Lucy version of macaroni and cheeseburger. Okay.
And stuffed French toast.
Oh, what do you put in the French toast?
I put bananas and whatever.
Love bananas.
Fruit and maybe some strawberries if you want, or whatever other fruit you want. Like you can do whatever.
You can stuff it with bananas. I'm sold already. Oh.
You have bananas, and then you seal the French toast with some honey. So it's bananas and honey inside on the inside of the French toast.
Yes.
And what you do is you smash up a bunch of cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, I thought you were going to say people's windows in their cars because you're angry. Okay, yeah, go on.
Of course, that's what you do when somebody doesn't tip. But you smash up the cinnamon toast crunch, and you use that as the bread. So you egg the bread.
Oh, my God.
You put it. You use the cinnamon toast crunch as the breading, so that when you fry it up, it caramelizes.
You've made this before?
Uh-huh.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
I want this right now. I want to. I'm having, this is day 37 for me, so I'm just going on Carb Fest. I think that's 27 days I've been eating normal. So yeah, I can go in my kitchen right now. I just got eggs yesterday.
There you go. Do you have cinnamon?
I don't have cinnamon toast crunch, but I have bananas. I have bread. I have eggs.
Bread. You make you got honey. You gotta make you seal it with some honey. And if you don't have cinnamon toast crunch, that's okay. If you have some like cinnamon sugar seasoning, you can do that as well, and have that be the seasoning on it.
Sounds so good.
If you don't have the cinnamon toast crunch, you put the cinnamon sugar seasoning in the egg that you dip the French toast in, so it's locked in and it sticks to the bread, and then you fry it up, and that's the stuffed French toast.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Those are the top three things. I have a few others, but those are the top three.
Okay. That's absolutely outstanding. So I'm glad you're making those for us, because imagination style, I'm just like ready to eat all this stuff right now, but I'm also trying to think while you're telling me this, what do I have that I can go make all this stuff with in my fridge right now? I just stocked up on groceries, so it'd be crazy to just gorge myself on it and be like, we don't have food for the next 2 weeks because Dad ate everything.
I made it all. I'm
stress eating. Yeah.
It's so good.
But I'm just trying to survive the pandemic mentally.
But the other thing about the fridge and the freezer in this fantasy house is that if you don't eat everything right away, you put it there, and however long it stays there, it's good. It's still good. You never have to throw anything out because it's all good. You never have
to throw anything out.
Put to waste. Never have anything put to waste ever.
Love it.
All right, this is a fresh zone. Everything is always fresh, no matter when you eat it.
Welcome to the fresh zone. Everything's always fresh no matter when you eat it. The fresh zone.
That's also the slogan for my I make three things really well.
I make three things really well. Welcome
to the fresh zone.
Welcome to the fresh zone, where we make three things really well, and other stuff fairly well too. But trust us on those three things.
Try is going to be delicious because it all goes to the same place anyway. So if you like it, you're going to love it.
Either way, it's going into our sewage systems, which we'd be happy to explain to you. If you turn to the back of the menu, it actually describes how the sewage system works. Gross. It's like Cheesecake Factory, but instead of advertisements, it's nonstop like science things and explaining how things work in society. And you're like, ugh.
It's the water from the toilet in our circular system that makes everything okay.
That's so good. Yeah. This French toast is made with, what do they call it? Gray water. It's made with gray water.
Gray water.
Eco-friendly French toast. Gray water French toast. Oh, I love it. Okay. So that meal sounds amazing. Let's go to, do you have a garage?
So, yeah, of course, there's a garage. And honestly, this is based off of it's pragmatism, okay? It's pragmatic use of the garage. People don't use their garage that, like, you have to have, it's a heated garage. You have to have a heated garage because it's, you want it to be.
Sound like a fascist, but all right, yep.
It may be, but it may be my Minnesotan upbringing, but the garage was cold. You got to have it heated. You can't have the ice being, you have snow, like, you have heated garage.
Yep.
Where your dogs, basically your garage is your dog's bedroom.
Okay. What kind of dogs in there?
Cushion floor. Of course, you got an English Mastiff, an Irish Wolfhound, a couple Great Danes, and
you're so confident. Of course, you've got these 12 dogs that cost $1,000 a month to feed.
Yes, of course. But the other thing, though, is these types of dogs. It's also a fantasy house. Is they take care of their own feces, and they go to the bathroom. And you don't have to worry about their poop. You don't have to worry about doing that stuff. It's taken care of. They know how to dismantle it. They are automatically house trained and everything like that. And they're smart enough that they're like, it's cool. We're cool dogs. We're just hanging out here. where, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
I love it, and this is this makes me feel like this is beyond just a fantasy house, as it's a fantasy reality for you to be like, if I could change one thing about dogs, they would take care of their own poop for me.
Yeah,
I love that. Okay, that's great. What does it look like in there?
And there'd be no miscommunication. They'd be able to communicate with you easily.
Oh, dude, I love dogs that can talk. Have you ever seen Up? I was like, yeah. I was just like, what? Forget all this other stuff. When can we talk to our dogs and cats? I just want to have a.
It's not even like that they can talk. It's more like there's just an understanding.
Oh, okay.
There's mental connection. It's this sort of capiche. When
a capiche shoe. They're cute dogs.
What are you trying to tell me, dog? What are you trying to tell me, girl? It's like, no, you know exactly. It's like, that look means she's hungry. That look means she wants to go out. That means she wants to go for a walk. That means that she,
So basically, you're saying in your fantasy house, you're not autistic.
Yes. Basically, yes.
You can read the facial expressions of other beings and understand their body language?
You can read body language between humans? Well, now you can read it between dogs, and they can read it very easily.
Okay, so what's your garage look like? Paint the picture so we know. Like flooring. You got an epoxy floor? You got tile? You got regular cement? You got wood? What is it?
It's cement floor.
Okay.
With a drainage system in there, so that it doesn't hold water. It's not like you can clean it easily and everything like that.
Does it have regular garage doors and paint on the walls, or is it standard garage where it doesn't even have drywall?
It's regular garage door. I'm thinking like a big garage, like a mechanical garage, at a dealership or whatever. Like that's the size of it.
Okay, cool.
And because you want to be able to, walk around in it, you want to be able to you want to have, because if it's also your dog's bedrooms and stuff like that, so you want to make sure that they have room to run around and relax and have a play place,
to be dogs. Yeah, okay.
Be what they want to do on the inside if they want to protect themselves from the elements. That's their space as well.
Yeah.
And and so it's like you have one or two cars, however many cars you want can fit in this place, but you don't need more than one car, really.
What cars would we see in there? What color and what are we looking at? You got to paint this picture for me.
Okay, so the cars that I always had an affinity for, Aston Martins and Lexuses. I don't know.
That sounds cool.
And the Denali, the Yukon Denali, if you're gonna have a fucking truck, that sort of stuff.
Of course.
It's fancy, nice, but it's this is awesome. Nice. You can go off-roading, but you can also sit in leather,
Yeah, it's super fancy boy. That's like fancy boy off-roading.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's you don't even want to get out of that car and then get back in with dirt on your shoes because everything's so nice in those things.
Exactly.
It's for the foreman that doesn't want to get out of his car. He just rolls the window down and yells at the workers.
Yep. It's self-cleaning, though, as well,
Love it. This is the technology that I love in this show. When people get Rick and Morty on it, when they get Adventure Time, when they just get weird and they're like,
not only does it have self-cleaning interiors, it also has seat warmers and seat coolers. So in case you're ever feeling very hot, you can put on the seat coolers. It cools you down body temp wise, and just all right, it's nice, and gives you a nice burst of fresh air every so often. You want to smell nice, and it gives you what's it called, Clarisol? What is it when you need to clear your sinuses up?
Claritin, right?
Yeah, if you're ever stuffy, it senses it, and you're like. Instead, it's all right, now I'm clear.
That would be so weird if life was that simple that it something else sensed that you needed a medication and did it, and you wouldn't, in a couple of generations we would be such pieces of shit like we probably are now, ungrateful. You wouldn't even know. Do you realize how many headaches you would have had, you bitch?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to handle it. And that's the thing that anecdotal, we need to just use the virus because we need to get the immune system up and blah 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 blah. It's there's some truth to it, but also at the same time, when you try to give a kid chickenpox before they are supposed to get it, they could die. There's stories like that. You know what I mean? It's
there's South Park episodes that have covered that. That's for shizzle. Okay, take us to we had a huge breakfast and lunch at your kitchen. Went to your garage, hung out, played with your dogs for a little bit. I have to go to the bathroom. Take me to your weird, wild, unique bathroom.
You go to the bathroom, and
This is really the order. I mean, if this was an actual a show where I came to your house, this is really the same order it would go in. I'd make you feed me,
absolutely.
Then we'd make you hang out, then I'd be like, I gotta use your bathroom now.
Because it's so big and wide and spread out, you need travel. You know, you have those. It's kind of like it's a hoverboard type thing, but it's like it's like all right, follow us.
Oh, I love it.
You have a hoverboard type thing that takes you anywhere.
You mean a hoverboard with the wheels that people? You mean an actual hoverboard? So you're really floating over the ground.
Yeah, that makes like in the Jetsons, where Rosie Jetsons, how she moves around. Like that's something that, like, her base is basically what you have to move around in the house anytime you want. And there's also like, it's also, you remember like in Super Mario Bros. They had those vines that you just like, whoa,
totally.
You have those stuff too. If you don't want to use it, you can use like, all right, let's go, and you just leap to the other room.
I want to do a hoverboard to the bathroom, but then I'm going to use one of those vines when I exit the bathroom to go to your master bedroom. Okay, let's go to that bathroom.
So the bathroom, it's basically there's the shower. It takes up about like half of the bathroom, and it's just like a little. And there's the faucet is at the very top of the ceiling.
Yeah.
The center that comes down on you, and with a few other faucets around you, so you get hit on all sides.
Yeah.
And there's a big old drain, so it's like, and it's a heated floor. Once again, you don't want to get up and barefoot and be cold in the morning. No, it's heated floor. Ah, nice. Not barefoot. I'm barefoot, but I'm not cold.
Yeah.
It's very nice like that. And you got a very open, wide sink that is easy, and every room in the bathroom is separated. So you got the shower room, you got the toilet, you got your sinks. Because a big problem with the bathroom is that the toilet is in the same room as where you keep your toothbrush, and you like the fecal, stuff is in the air, and it's like you're brushing your teeth in the same place you take a shit, and it's just like, it's gross,
it's Kevin, the comedian. That's not right.
Not right.
Was it Kevin? I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about. That's not right. Oh,
that's not right. I don't know.
If you're a listener, a Fantasy House listener, somebody knows who that comedian is. Oh, I wish I remember his name. He was so funny. He's not with us anymore, but he's hilarious. And that was like his punch for a lot of stuff was, that's not right.
That's not right.
He'd say like, that's not right. Okay. Well, an influence on my childhood, and I can't remember his name.
Very much so.
God rest his soul.
Yes. R.I.P. So every room in the bathroom is separated. So when you go to the bathroom, you can close the door, and it's just a toilet room. Just the toilet room.
That's right.
All right? And the toilet is a throne. Oh, it's a throne. It's an absolute
like an
treat.
Actual throne?
You want to sit on this toilet.
What does it look like? Describe it visually. What are we looking at?
So it has a built-in squatty potty. Like it's, where you can put your feet up.
Yep.
And so your bowels are going to be exited properly and not
a Bangladesh bowel movement for sure. That's the way nature intended it.
It's going to be a heated seat, and it's going to have a bidet within it, and it's going to have like a massager that massages your butt cheeks. It's like because if you have too long on the toilet, your legs start to go to sleep or whatever.
Yeah, remember that scene? All of a sudden, you're 30 emails in, and you're like, okay, I got to get up.
You remember from Lethal Weapon, when Danny Glover is his legs fell asleep because he was on the bomb on the toilet. Well, the feet falling asleep, not happening.
Not going to happen. I love it.
Not going to happen. We saved you, Danny. Come on, we saved you.
Thank you.
and it's going to be this. It's going to have a backrest too, where you can just lean back.
Oh my God.
And just like, and honestly, you're not even like, and again, for the toilet paper thing, it's so stupid. Pooping is so stupid. It's necessary, obviously, but it's such a design flaw in humanity that we have to poop. It's a design flaw that we have to eat and that we have to poop. Like, have to.
Yeah.
You know,
being a slave to anything. Yep, I agree.
Have to. And
but it's also a blessing, dude. If you didn't have to eat,
you could just do it for joy.
But some people would have to learn it as a skill, and they'd be depressed all the time. You'd be like, oh, you never learned to just enjoy a quesadilla? Okay. Did I say quesadilla?
You can learn to eat, but have to is like, oh, I have to. Like, it's a chore. Like, I have to.
You can actually start fasting and not have to do it every day.
Say what?
You can start fasting and not have to do it every day. I used to fast a lot. Before the quarantine, I would fast like once a week at least.
But that takes out enjoyment. If you do it only when you have to do it, that takes out the enjoyment.
That's true. Kind of. Yeah. Okay. Either way, I'm laying down on your reclining shitter, which is just a really weird way to poop. I don't think
you're
I've ever
not lying down. You're sitting up, but you're leaning back. You're not lying down because biology is biology. But the toilet has a suction that cleans you out.
That's so gross. This is the grossest throwing. It's suctioning the poop out. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you have to wipe. It cleans you out.
So great.
Because you don't put your hand up your ass.
No.
You don't want to you use paper to clean out the poop. That does it for you. It cleans you out. Wipes you out.
Love it.
Okay. It cleans you.
Well, now that I'm clean and I've been through your amazing throne, your porcelain throne.
Throne room. It's the throne room.
I still want to take a shower.
And so you can go, as you leave the toilet room.
We got to take one. We all got to take one. The crew's got to film you and me taking the shower as you're showing me around how the shower works.
Right. So you leave, you get up and you flush the toilet. You do a little snap. You snap 3 times and it flushes, so you don't have to touch anything.
Yeah.
And so then you close the door, and it locks, so there's no germs that get out. You get into the shower room, and you go, shower on, and it starts slow and fills you up, steams up, and it gets hot or cold, depending on if you like to take a hot or cold shower. Whatever you want.
I like how you're just describing a regular shower. You're like, and then it gets hot or cold, depending on what you like, and water comes out of the faucet.
Right, of course. It's how in Star Trek they have those sonic showers where it's waterless?
I don't remember that.
So they have
Star Trek so much when I was a kid. I don't remember that at all, though.
So you get sonic showers, and if you want a water-based shower, you can have that, or you can just do a sonic shower, which is just literally it clean. It's a dry clean. It's like a dry clean.
Okay, I don't like that. I need the hot water. But they have the holodeck.
We could have a holodeck in here, but I mean,
I'm saying Star Trek, not you.
Star Trek. Yeah, but so there's multiple things that you can do with this shower. You can do a traditional shower, but remember that it's all faucets all around you, so you're completely covered with water. If you want you get
it's not like there's gonna be something other than water that could come out of this shower.
You can't
minestrone soup.
If you want, listen, it's your shower. You can have what you want to come out of it. But it's water is the traditional thing.
I think there's a place in Germany where you can have a hot beer bath. I think it's in Germany, and they said it's really good for you because beer is so good for you in so many ways.
Really?
I'm pretty sure there's a beer bath place in Germany.
Yeah, we'll have that be a button on there. So you want a beer bath? And that's the other thing is you can have it turn into a jacuzzi pool bathtub as well. You don't have to have it be a shower. It can be a bath. What
would you have it as right now, though, for us, as we're here?
Shower. I'm a shower man myself. If I'm going to take a bath, I'd rather just sit in a jacuzzi.
Oh, I love a jacuzzi. I love a bath. I love a jacuzzi. I love a shower. Don't make me choose is what I always say.
Exactly. Why do you have to choose?
You can't bring soap in the jacuzzi, so probably a bath or a shower. No, I love jacuzzis. I would take a jacuzzi, then take a shower to clean off afterwards. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm taking us off the rails. Let's get back on it. Let's go to. We're all clean now. Let's go to your master bedroom. I want to know what it's like over
here. So you have these buttons with the shower. You can have a traditional shower. You can have a beer bath shower, or you can have a dry clean shower.
A dry clean shower, Star Trek style.
Exactly. Sonic shower and whatnot. But okay, we're clean. We're going out into where are we going now? Where am I taking you?
Take me to your master bedroom. That's where we should finish this puppy off.
Master bedroom? All right. Well, so first and foremost, I didn't get to a few of the rooms that are also in my house. There's the silent movie room, where you go into the silent movie room, and it is, in fact, like you're living in a silent movie, where there's no sound. It's just that piano that is in silent movies, the soundtrack, and you're all in black and white. And every time you try to speak,
so we're not watching silent movies. The room makes things silent movies.
Not a movie.
So weird.
It's a room where there's no sound. You walk into the room, there's no sound anymore. It's just
so trippy.
It's just silent movies.
Yeah.
Like within a silent movie, so it's like you can chase people, and it's like you're like,
oh yeah.
Then the
playing in the background, and the words come up.
So the words pop up anytime you speak, and blah blah blah. And so that's a room in the house. That's
another room.
It's a few rooms in the house, so you can do a chase scene as well, that sort of stuff. So that's one of the rooms in the house. Another room in the house is the musical room, where it's like you're in a musical. If you ever want to, get information across, but you don't want to speak it, you want to sing it, you go into this room and you turn into a musical. It's this da 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 da. That sort of stuff.
I love how you're using this episode to come out of the closet. That's so cool. I'm so honored.
Well, it's coming out of this closet that creates this form, and every closet is a secret door. It's a bookcase closet that you have to, because again, you gotta have the secret entrances. You
gotta have the secret entrances. You have a couple cliche things. You have to have a bookcase, a book that comes out that gets you in.
It's Young Frankenstein's The Candlestick.
Oh yeah.
Put the candle back.
Oh, dude. So, speaking of musicals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny when I realized at a certain age that I loved musicals. I never thought I did, and I realized all my favorite stuff is South Park, everything Mel Brooks, Mighty Boosh. All of it is like, it's all musicals. It's all musicals.
Yeah.
I love musicals. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat when I was a kid, loved it. I just friggin' love musicals.
Little Shop of Horrors is one of the best musicals ever.
Yeah, dude. Musicals are so great. All right, sorry. I sidetracked it. I'm not making this about myself, although I am. My podcast.
There's also a huge, music studio that I have every instrument known to man and unknown to man.
I was just going to say, what about unknown to man? Oh, dude. You asshole. That's so funny.
Instrument that could ever be and every single instrument that ever was, ever will be, and ever could be is there. And
would they include the universe itself, though? Because I'm sure we make a sound of some sort all together doing all this stuff.
Sure. Yeah, that could be there. I mean, it's literally everything you can imagine is there. It's like Brian Wilson on acid on acid. You know what I mean? Like that's
double acid Brian Wilson.
Double acid Brian Wilson.
Wish we could all be crazy and think of such weird stuff.
Always love you. But I will always.
Okay. What else are you going to show us? Because we're coming to the end.
Coming to the end. Okay. Well, so that you have all that music room and everything like that, and you have everything like that. And then the master. So I wanted to make sure I got in the silent movie room because that was a big part of this thing, and the music room. And then also it's the cushion room where you can just, it's high. Those like trampoline rooms, like that you can go to, that you can jump off of high. Like
I've taken my son to them. They're great. Yeah,
I have rooms like that.
Okay.
Throughout the house, like there's just certain rooms where it's just like, all right, it's just let's practice falling from great heights.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And there's slides, and there's a water park as well. And
you just try to throw in some last minute stuff, like you're on some sort of supermarket sweep for fantasy house stuff. There's a water park.
Well, I just want to make sure that that, like, because I know that we spent a lot of time in the kitchen and in the bathroom, and I just want to make sure there's it's not just those rooms. There's a lot of other rooms in this house.
Oh man, dude, the silent movie room is genius.
Yeah, the silent movie room is one of the that I've been wanting for years. I've wanted it since I've been imagining a silent movie room for probably at least 16, 17 years.
Wow. Well, you got one now.
Yes. And so now we go into the master bedroom, which is just, it's a standard master bedroom. It's
fine. I love it. You don't have to go wild after that silent movie room.
It's like, you go in and you relax. You have your bed, which is let's say it's a California king.
Yeah.
But it's
dream of California dreams.
And it can be it goes into the ground and up, and so it's a self-making bed, and it changes the sheets when it's like when you press a button and it goes down and it goes into in The Simpsons where they replace the bed, you press the bed and it goes into the fire, it goes into a burning fire, and then the new one comes out. It's like that.
Okay.
But not wasteful. It recycles and uses.
I like you stopping yourself there, but not wasteful.
It's not wasteful.
Technology is totally
burning. It goes and it whenever you're done with the bed every night, it sends it off to somebody who needs the bed.
So stupid. You've got the Tom's Shoes bed.
Yeah.
Every bed you buy, we send 2 to people that can't afford beds. Why don't you just give them some beds?
Well, that's it. You can do that anytime if you want to do it. It's an unlimited button where you can just press I'm going to send these beds out before I've never even used them before. You send them out because it's generosity of spirit.
I love it.
And, you have a fireplace in there. You have your piano and a guitar just available to you in there, and a TV if you want to watch TV. You don't have to watch TV, but it's there if you want to.
What would we be watching right now, as we're wrapping up the show? What are we going to watch together? I feel like the credits will go. Wow, you and I are watching TV.
I like watching Star Trek. We can watch Star Trek.
I watch Star Trek. Which series?
The Next Generation, the episode The Light.
Oh, dude, Next Generation was the that was the decade that I watched it as well.
Me, yep.
That was a big one.
Picard, Jean-Luc
Picard. Worf.
Yeah.
Worf, what's going on here?
Yeah.
That sounds more like Sean Connery being Jean-Luc Picard.
Worf, what do you do?
Worf.
Oh, man.
Full speed ahead there, Worf.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
That's right. Captain's log.
Captain's log.
Captain's log. Where can people find you?
At Jeff Baldinger on Twitter and Instagram. And at Jeffrey Baldinger on Venmo if you want to.
You freaking freak. If you want to give me some pandemic assistance.
If you want to give me some money to save up for my fantasy house, because this will happen. I will make it happen.
Oh, Baldy, this is the best time, dude. Thank you so much for sharing your imagination with us. And
thank you for having me, man. I love it. I love you. And
you too, man.
My fantasy house anytime, any place. And I'll make you some macaroni, cheeseburgers, and stuffed French toast anytime you want.
But not just in fantasy world. When this whole thing's over and we can hang out again, I want real fantasy cheeseburger.
Yeah. That's for real. That's real. That's the only non-fantasy part of the fantasy house was my cooking.
Oh, my God. Guys, thank you for tuning in and listening to this episode. It means the world to me that you guys did that. I hope everyone is doing it as best as they can through this situation. And I hope that this brought you guys a little bit of joy as much as it did for me to do this. Jeff and I just so good. It's so nice to be able to just escape reality for a second and just riff and have fun and feel like we're making art again. And it just feels good. I love it. I love you.
I love you, Shefsky.
I love you too, man.
Listeners, for all the tops, you guys who are listening, you're the best. And make your fantasy a reality. Live life the best way you can.
What a way to leave them there, huh? It's like the chicken soup for the soul comedian over there. Guys, thank you guys for listening. Paul over in China just got out of lockdown, and then everybody that's just a supporter. I love you guys and appreciate you guys. If this is your first time listening, though, and I don't know you, oh, man, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Send this to somebody that you know. That's a pretty sweet call to action.
Absolutely.
Hit the subscribe button. Give us a 5-star review. You're at home. You're chilling right now. Just give us a review while you're chilling. You know?
Give a little review. Give a little review.
It'll be a fun thing to do.
Give a little review.
Yeah. Stay safe. Wear your face masks. Do your best. Take care of each other. I've been super inspired by everybody's things that people have been doing. There's somebody up at the street from my house actually put a Tupperware out in front of their house that said, need one, take one, got extra, leave one for toilet papers. And I just thought it was so cool. So cool. It's bringing out the best in so many people.
Yeah, I have a friend who's making masks for people. I have a friend who's delivering groceries for people. It's inspiring.
Same. It's very good. Thank you guys. Those of you that are doing stuff. And if you're listening to this and you're like one of those frontline or essential people, woo, hats motherfucking off to you. Stay safe. All right, you guys. Talk to you soon. How do I normally end the show? It's been like a month since I've recorded. I usually could like be silly, have fun, and like